Do you believe that you can change the world, one act of kindness at a time? I do. This is biathebody, and here I am trying to achieve something with what is in my hands. And that one thing that I'm trying to achieve is to celebrate the heart of South Africa. And the heart of South Africa, which you might be wondering, is the people. It is all of the collective, unique personalities and characters, initiatives, organizations, small businesses, and homemade products that build up our country. And let me tell you the truth, okay? So the truth is, I don't have any fancy equipment. I have my phone, I have a little stand, and I have literally natural light to work with. But what I do have is a heart for this country. So, with that being said, this is what we're gonna do. In the upcoming weeks, and as you know, God leads me to people and I meet people, I'm gonna tell you some stories. Stories about ordinary people who are doing everyday things. But the truth is, what they are doing is actually extraordinary. See, a lot of the times we look at a country and we only see the flag, the politics, and most of the news of everything that's going wrong. But when I look at our country and when I look at South Africa, I see millions of initiatives and communities and products and small businesses that are using what they have to bring our country into more than just a bunch of bad news, but an experience, something that is to be valued and remembered. And even though it's not exactly on the forefront of what you might find and know, there are a lot of hidden mysteries, a bunch of beautiful people that have been overlooked for a really long time because they are so easily accessible and they are so hidden in the everyday life that you don't really stop to notice them. But at Be Other Body, I want to change that. I want to create a platform that sees the unseen and brings them to the forefront to help you remember what South Africa has always been about. So, with the little that's in my hands and with the products that I have, I'm going to do my best to create content that not only markets these small businesses, these flea markets, these natural products, these amazing people who are just coming out of nowhere, but also tells a story of what it takes and what it looks like to be an entrepreneur in our country, and maybe give them the opportunity to be seen and connected to the people or the organizations that can bring them to the next level. If you have a story and you have a business, whether it's big or small, I want to tell the truth about what you've come to know as ordinary. Because a lot of things in South Africa are either like, how can I say it, grand and on an international level, like Miss SA or Mighty Men or something like that. But most of the most impactful community initiatives and the most extraordinary products and most interesting small business entrepreneurial stories nobody ever heard because they're not on a grand scale. And Be Other Body, I want to change the way we experience value. I want to redefine success. Because in my eyes and in my opinion, as I've been taught and led by the Holy Spirit, success is not measured by numbers or profit turnaround or reach. Success is measured by whether or not you are doing something that makes a difference. So, with that being said, this is biathebody, and I am starting small, just like most of these businesses and products that I'm going to talk to you about in the upcoming months and years have started. And I want it to be an encouragement for whoever is out there watching me. Starting small is so much more powerful than you realize, because you have no idea into what it can grow. And I want us as a generation to come back to the power of growing steadily and with integrity, knowing that just because you've started and it's not all the way at the top just yet, doesn't mean that it's not influential and it's not impactful. And the stories that I'm going to tell you are going to be evidence that just because not everyone is talking about it doesn't mean that it hasn't made a difference. Because if whatever you are doing, whether it be a small business, a community initiative, or a product that you are producing, if it is changing at least one person's life, and that one person is you and your family, then you best believe it is making a difference. So stay tuned and welcome to a community that celebrates the small beginnings, the ordinary people who are actually really extraordinary, and to this country to give us a place where we can recognize what has always truly mattered. And there is a place for what is being talked about in the media and in the news. And we honor God for those places, because sometimes you just need to know what is happening. But here at biathebody, we are going to talk about the success stories that have been successful in a much more valuable way than just profit turnarounds and reach. They've been successful in providing a space for 1, 2, 3, maybe 20 souls to find something that feels like home, to find a little bit of purpose in the chaos and unanswered questions of life. And if you feel like you have one of those stories that fits into this value system and into this character, please get into contact with me, because I'm not all about big or small. In the eyes of God, we are all the same, which means all our stories are equally as valuable. Whether you have a big organization or a small one-man business, your story matters. And I want to tell it. So stay tuned and enjoy.